What up, Chitimus here. Now, with Deadpool and Wolverine coming out this week, I'm of course doing my reviews for past X-Men films. So here's my review for 2016's X-Men Apocalypse. Now, I don't really hate X-Men Apocalypse as most people do. Like, I know most people really think this is the worst out of the franchise, like, out of the, First Class era. That honor will actually go to Dark Phoenix. But, you know, I will say X-Men Apocalypse isn't as bad, but not great either. This time around you got Oscar Isaac, who plays the role of Apocalypse, who's an ancient mutant, who is revived in 1983 and plans to wipe out modern civilization and take over the world, leading the X-Men to try to stop him and defeat his team of mutants. I always thought like Apocalypse was, let's say, the Thanos of the X-Men world, and Apocalypse, I thought was pretty cool. I thought he did was a really cool villain here. I wouldn't mind seeing Apocalypse come back into the MCU, whether he's played by Dwayne Johnson. That's weird to see. Uh, Now, of course, you do got James McAvoy back as Professor X, Michael Fassbender back as Magneto, Jennifer Lawrence back as Mystique. This time around, you have Evan Peters reprising his role as Quicksilver, who was probably even was more better in Days of Future Past, but he still does have the really cool. There is a really another cool Quicksilver scene in this, which not as good as the Dark Phoenix one, but not as good as the Days of Future Past one, but still pretty fun. Uh, of course, Sophie Turner makes her debut as Jean Grey. Uh, Ty Sheridan makes his debut as Cyclops. Lucas Till reprises his role as Havoc. Cody Smith McPhee plays Nightcrawler. Ben Hardy plays Angel. Alexandra Shipp makes her debut as Storm. Lena Condor, from who of course go on to be in those two other boys films, plays Jubilee. Olivia Munn as Cyclops. You even have Hugh Jackman, who makes an uncredited appearance as Logan, but that's premature. Uh, So you have definitely had some really stuff going for it. Now I mean it does struggle with like some overplot and a villain who lacks like depth and all, but it does deliver some strong performances by Fassbender, by Lawrence, and I thought they all really play off each other really well here. It does have some really cool scenes, like again the Quicksilver rescue is pretty fun. The X Mansion attack is pretty killer. The final battle scene is pretty fun too. And this was, of course, actually, I can say this was like Bryan Singer's last X Men film he directed, believe it or not. He hasn't really directed an X Men thing for a while. Granted, he barely directed anything for a while for obvious reasons. But yeah, and I thought the cat, like, of course, the four Horsemen of the Apocalypse, I thought was really cool. I mean, I had a fun time with this. But yeah, it definitely has some fun stuff going for it, but definitely has some of its problems. Uh, is it like the worst X Men film I've seen? Definitely not. It's not as worse as, let's say, Dark Phoenix or New Mutants or or just Wolverine, but still for Lex out there. So yeah, I mean, again, I don't think it's as bad as most people make it out to be. But it's definitely the weakest out. The worst will definitely be Dark Phoenix, but it's definitely the weakest out. Maybe the second weakest out of the out of the First Class gang. But let me let you guys. Have you ever seen X Men Apocalypse? And so, what's up? Are you a fan or not a fan of it? Favorite scenes, favorite moments? Drop comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for notification. This is Simon Simon.